In this video, we're going to discuss managing our gallery. So first off, let's go back to our web page and look at the gallery page. So we're going to click on gallery. Now we can see we have several different types of galleries. We have ball pythons, blood pythons, lizards, and so on and so forth. It shows the number of photos in that gallery, the main name of the gallery, and when we click on the gallery, it'll show all the individual photos. Once we actually click on the individual photo, it will pop up with a full-size version of the photo up to a maximum width and height of 80%. So if our actual image is larger than our browser window, it will be resized. So we're going to close on that, go back to our main album, and now let's go in the back end and see how we can manage this. Now we're going to go down to where it says Gallery, and we'll click on this. Now there's a lot of options that are in here. These lower options, album, tags, options, style, roles, about, and reset, uninstall, are all sections that allow us to set up the plugin initially. However, the only two areas in this whole section that we care about are the Add Gallery Images and the Manage Gallery. So first off, let's go under Manage Gallery. Now these are all of the existing galleries that correspond, if we go back to our web page, with the existing galleries here. Let's go under ball pythons, for instance. This will show us all of the images that are within the ball python category. Now, for SEO purposes, we can add the alt title text as well as a description. So let's go down to this albino right here, and here we can enter in albino ball python. Now the first text here is just the alt text, so we're not actually going to see it displayed on the front end, but it will be in there for SEO purposes. The lower section is a description, and this will show up as the title of the image if we choose. So we can type in albino ball python again. Now any changes we make in here will not be saved unless we scroll up and hit Save Changes. Now that we've saved our changes, we can see it still says albino ball python in both fields. And we go back to our gallery. We're going to check out the ball pythons gallery. And now we can see we have a nice title for albino ball python. And when the image comes up, it also says albino ball python. And again, when we're viewing these images, we can scroll through the next image by hitting the arrows here, and it'll be resized to fit the full width, the full size of the image. So when you're entering in text in here, it's important to remember that we don't have a whole bunch of space here. So when you're entering in titles, it's a good idea to preview it. If our text is too long, it's going to go to the next line, and it's not going to look correct on the front end. So just keep that in mind to always preview your text once you finish making changes to make sure that things haven't gone on to the next line. So we're going to go back in. We're going to remove this for now, simply because we don't have titles for all of our other items in here. Okay, now we made that change. We'll go up and hit Save Changes. Now the other thing that we can do is adjust our thumbnail images. So for instance, we're going to go down to this one right here, this piebald, and we're going to hit Edit Thumb. Okay, so when we hit Edit Thumb, this here will give us a preview of the current thumbnail. But sometimes we can be a little more creative, and maybe we want to zoom in on just a certain area for the thumbnail. So by moving into the left larger size window, our arrow turns into this little crosshair pointer, so we can zoom in on just a small portion. Maybe we just want to zoom in on this portion. Now once we click Update, as long as it says Thumbnail Updated, this is now our new thumbnail image. So when we close this, we see as opposed to the full image, we have a much more zoomed in. picture. And again, since we made that change, we have to be sure to go up and hit Save Changes. And what that will do is on the back end here, if we refresh our page, this piebald image here that was previously a wider image like this one is now our zoomed in image. So we have full control over what actually displays in the thumbnail image. This can be important especially for vertical photos that display up and down, and maybe they get cropped out kind of funky. So this will allow us to simply zoom in on one section of the thumbnail. However, once we click on the image, it's still going to show us the full image. So we're going to close this and go back up to our main album. We're going to go back to managing the gallery. So that'll show us how to manage the current gallery. The other thing we can do in here is the preview image. Right now we can select different preview images. So the preview images can be for this individual gallery. So right now we can see that we're in the ball pythons gallery. You can see right up here. And the preview image is currently set for image number 12, albino.jpg. So we can scroll down to image number 12 and see that this is the image that we have set as the preview. So if we go back to our main gallery, we can see the ball pythons gallery is using the albino image. If we go back to manage gallery, we can choose any other image that we want for the preview. Say we want it to be image number 1. We'll select image number 1. We'll go down and hit Save Changes. Now we go back to our gallery. We'll refresh the page. And we can see the thumbnail image for ball pythons is no longer the albino image. But we'll change it back to the albino ball python for now. So go back to Manage Gallery. Go back to our preview image. We're going to scroll down and select image number 12, albino.jpg. And now we'll hit Save Changes. Okay, now let's discuss reordering images. Up near the top here, there's a button that says Sort Gallery. So we can click on Sort Gallery. And this will allow us to change the order that the images appear in. Let's say we want this albino ball python image to appear first. We can click on this image and drag it over. And now it appears first. Before we leave this page, we want to be sure to hit Update Sort Order, and this will save any change that we've made in here. Now we go back to our website and view our ball python gallery. We'll see that the albino ball python image appears first in the list. Now we're going to focus on adding new images to an existing gallery. So we'll go back to Add Gallery Images. Now in this screen here, if we select this button, which says Scale Images to a max width of 800 pixels or max height of 600 pixels, 800 by 600 pixels is actually a pretty decent size for the image. And what checking this box will allow us to do is that if we have a very large image that is maybe something like 2000 by 3000 pixels, it's going to take up a lot more space, and it's also going to be a lot slower to load. So by clicking this button, this will automatically scale the larger size of the image to a slightly smaller size, so it'll make it much quicker for the pages to load. Now we're going to say, we can see here it says Upload Image, and we can either choose files to upload by selecting the Select Files button. And on here we can select images. We can either click on one image at a time, or we can hold down the Command or Control key and select multiple images. And we can hit Open, and this will add the images, the two images that we selected. So we'll hit Remove. You also can read the text it says, or you can drop the files into this window. So we're going to go off to the side here, and we're going to simply highlight and select the two images that we want on our desktop, and we will drag them onto the window, and we'll also upload them this way. So again, we can either upload by selecting the files or by dragging them into the window. And now it says Into, so we need to choose what gallery we want these images imported into. So for right now, we're going to say the ball pythons gallery. And then we'll hit upload images. It's going to give us the progress for each image. And then it's also going to create the thumbnails. And now we're all set. We can see up here in the yellow bar, it says 2 pictures successfully added. We'll go back to Manage Gallery. So we'll go back to our sidebar and click on Manage Gallery. Now when we go under Ball Pythons, which is the gallery we loaded the images in, we can see our 2 new images here. So for right now, we're going to delete these images. So we can click on their boxes on the side. We can either hit delete or we can simply click on the boxes, and up here we can say bulk actions. So we can say delete images, and then we can apply that. We're going to hit OK. And now we've deleted multiple images. So now let's talk about adding an entirely new gallery. So to do this, we're going to go under Manage Gallery. So this is the list of all of the galleries that we currently have. We can click on Add New Gallery, and we'll call this gallery Test. Now we can click on OK. Now we can see we have our test gallery. And if we click on test, we'll also see we don't have any images in it currently. So we'll go back to add gallery images now that we've set up our new gallery. We're going to select our 2 photos here. We're going to drag them onto the window. We're going to make sure our button scale images to max width is selected. And we're going to choose the gallery test. Now we'll hit upload images. Great. Now we'll go back to Manage Gallery. We'll go to Test. And we can see our 2 images within the gallery. So we can see the page linked to, it's not currently linked to any page. So what we're going to do is create a new page. So first you want to select the parent page. So the main page here, we're going to click on this box. We can see all of our pages. And we're going to select Gallery as the main page, because that should always be the parent page. And then we'll simply click Add Page. Now we can see the page is linked to Test. We'll want to save these changes. Now when we go under our pages, we can see we have Gallery and Test. Now we're going to go back to our web page. And we're going to refresh the site. And we'll notice it's still not here. So the last step that we have to do now that we've created the page is to go back to Pages. And we're going to go under we're going to click on Gallery. Okay, and the third one down here is called Album. So we're going to click on Album. Up here it says Select Album. We'll click on Main Gallery because we only have one. Now we can see we have all of our individual galleries. Okay, so we're going to click on the Select Gallery here, and we'll simply drag it under these. So now we can see it says Select Album 1-Main Gallery. Okay, so these are all of the individual galleries that are in our main gallery album. So we have ball pythons, blood pythons, lizards, all the way down to test. And we can also change the order of these. So maybe we want blood pythons to come before ball pythons. So we can simply click and drag it up. Now we'll have to click on the update button. And now when we go back to our gallery page and refresh, we can see that not only have we added our test gallery, but blood pythons is also now before ball pythons. So go back to our admin panel, and let's put ball pythons back before blood pythons again, and we'll hit update. And that's all there is to managing your galleries. Now, what we also have to remember is that most of these galleries are already going to be in existence, and we can simply add images into the galleries. So normally it's really not that complicated.